Hey everyone, Darren Vogt of East Fork Lutheran School here giving a review of a formative assessment technology tool that you can use in your own classroom. This is for my assignment for class EDU 5002, Emerging Technologies in the Classroom through Martin Luther College for my master's degree. The technology tool that I am going to be reviewing today is Plickers. Plickers, as you can tell, it says Clickers Made Simplified. It's kind of a cool like QR code type thing that my students use. In the past, I have used smart responders. The problem is they sometimes break and don't work that well. And it's also sometimes hard to really set up. So I was really intrigued to take a look at Plickers and see how this actually worked. And so today I'm going to show you how this works, as well as how you can use it in your classroom, how I use it in my classroom, and show how engaging it is for the students and how cool it is just from a technology aspect. So follow along. Hope you enjoy. Okay, I'm going to open up Safari and take a look, and as you can see, I already have Plickers as one of my tabs. I'm going to type it up top so it takes me right to the home page. So it's plickers.com. And it opens up, and as you can see, the home page is very attractive, and you can see right away that it uses a phone, and it's downloadable on both Apple Store as well as the Google Play. It uses your phone, which was very attractive to me, as well as the QRs were kind of cool. So I looked at this web page and I said, hey, this is something I want to try out. So yeah, let's go back up to the top. It's really easy to sign up, so click sign up. All you do is you type in your first name, your last name, your email, and a password, or you could sign up with Google, which is kind of cool too. I'm already have it signed up, and so I'm going to go ahead and sign in. Alright, as you can see on your left hand side, that is like all of your library classes that you would put. On my right hand side is my question queue. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and there's both of my classes that I teach. So I'm going to go ahead, and the first thing I would click on is classes and let that load. As you can see, there's my two classes. I'm going to click on my class, my sixth graders. I do have permission to show them. So take a look. I have all of my students in here, and they're each assigned a number, and that's very important, and especially with these QR code cards that I give them. It's very important that you align them with who they are so that you can track their answers in an appropriate manner. You can also switch out cards and things like that if you want to. So I'm back in the library section that I clicked up top, and as you can see, I have two folders made. I have a catechism folder and a social studies folder, and I've actually already created a quiz for my students, and I've already tested it on them just to try it out. But these are my questions, and I'm going to show you how to make a test. So as you can see, I push the add to queue button, and then I push the add to Mr. Vogt's sixth grade class, and it pops over on the right hand side, and that's going to be all my questions that go in the quiz. Now you may be asking, how do I start a new question? Well, I push that new question and let's type in, why did Jesus die on the cross? Okay, and the nice thing is you can do either multiple choice or true and false, and let's type in some answers here, like to pay for our sins. How about, let's come up with another one here. How about because he was a criminal? Like that, okay. How about, let's make something fun to make the kids interested and see if they actually see if they're paying attention. He died for, how about Elmo? That's always a fun one my kids enjoy. And then how about he didn't die? How about, let's see if, or he didn't die on the cross, and let's see. And then obviously you mark an X for which one is correct, and you push save, and there's a question. And then you do the same thing, you push add to queue, and you push 5th grade, and then boom, it's over there on the side. The other cool feature about this is that you have to download the app off of the Apple Store or the Google Play, and this is kind of a cool feature because you're going to be using your phone a lot when it comes to quiz time. We are not entirely ready, but this is just to give us a quick view of what we are going to be using our phone for and how we get to do it. But we have one more step to do before we get there. Now, you're almost ready for the quiz. The last thing you need to do is get QR codes for your students. There's two ways to do this. One is that the website, Plickers website, allows you to print these ones off for free. Problem is, you get them on paper, you could laminate them, but they're kind of flimsy and they're not very nice. Plickers has a better solution for that. You can buy these off of Amazon, which is kind of cool. They're $20 for a set of 40, which is a little expensive, but at the same time, these are very durable, easy to use, and it does not allow the students to cheat as much. So I did buy them off of Amazon, and I highly do encourage that you buy them as well. Here's an example of a QR code that a student would have. Every QR code has the same 4 letters, A, B, C, or D, as multiple choice, and a number that appears 4 times. That number correlates with the student that you assign that number to. Now let's say that the student wanted to answer with the letter D. The student would rotate the card so that the D is facing up, and they would show that card to the teacher. The teacher would then scan that card with their phone. Yes, I said with their phone, and they would get the answer either correct or incorrect. The last thing you need to do is go back to your web browser and click Live View up on the top. This will allow students to see the questions as well as who has answered the question. Now if I go back to my phone and click the scan button down at the bottom, it will now switch over to the camera on my phone. As you can see, I do have the question up on my smartboard on the Live View portion of my web browser. If I turn and look at my students, they are holding up the QR codes, and as I scan them, it actually reads their answer and says whether or not they are right or wrong. As you can tell, most of my kids are getting this question right. We have 14 out of 1. Let's keep scanning and see what we get here. This is kind of a cool, useful tool because it actually shows you which students actually got it wrong, which ones got it right, and it even gives you the percent correct, which is also an awesome tool to give us a good idea of who is succeeding and who is not. So that's a real quick view of Plickers. You can also do other things with reports on your web browser that allow you to take the scores of your students and transfer them over to your online grading system that you currently use. If you don't use one, try to find one because it is very helpful in your classroom to have. Now we're going to switch shift a little bit and we're going to take a look at what my review is of this formative assessment tool. In the last assignment we had to create some type of way to measure our assessment tool, and I created a rubric. As you can see, I gave it a final score of a 29 out of 36. The points I took away is I took 1 point away for software. The 4.1 was for if you didn't have to download any software whatsoever, but we did have to do that with Plickers. You do have to download the app on your iPhone, which is not hard, so that's why I gave it a 3 out of 4 points. The biggest ones that really took the hit are for standards. This program does not use any state standards, or it doesn't imply any standards at all to educational learning. Unlike Star Reading or Star Math or even Accelerated Reader, those all have have standards associated with them. The other one I took away is the Student Achievement Plan. That one suffered pretty bad in this one because there is no plan for its students when you're using this assessment tool. Star Reading and Star Math both have assessment plan or student achievement plans to help students learn better and faster and get caught up or stay ahead of the curve. So I gave it a 29 out of 36, which isn't bad, but I actually really enjoy the product. I think it's a very cool, innovative way to test students. They are engaged, they have fun with it, and it's a very easy tool to use as a teacher and to set up. That's part of the reason why I really wanted to do this. I remember having smart responders, and it was just a pain because sometimes it wouldn't work and you had to figure it out. And this is really easy. I've used it now 5 times in my classroom since looking at this the first time, and I've never had a problem. And that's wonderful. And that's definitely what you want as a teacher. So this is my video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. Or my professor, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. This is Darren Vogt. Reviewed Plickers. I highly encourage you to use them. Thanks for watching the video, and see you next time.